In a world overrun with the fake, delusional, and disingenuous, he stands as a beacon of truth. He is Abuki Cabal. You are listening to Abuki Cabal.
Welcome to the Abuki Cabal Show.
What's going on, folks? Back at it again. Excuse me. So today we're going to talk about Jessie Lee Peterson. I don't know if you guys know him or not. He's been around for a long time. He's probably more associated with the white part of the Manosphere, but as you can see, they just, they stuck it on here. It's raining outside, so I didn't want to wait, to go ahead and try to kick this out. So I'm gonna try to get this out as soon as I can. So forgive the environment. So there's some allegations of Jessie Lee having some gay exploits in I guess 2 or 3 relationships, I guess, in the past. So the Daily Beast, I think, is the publication that is dealing with this. So I thought I would dabble into this a little bit and explore this with you. If you don't know about Jesse's past, he's been trying to find an opening to exploit for a long time. He was around back when Shahrazad was on Donahue and whatnot. So he has been around for a while, and I'm gonna let you see a little piece of Jessie on the same show as Shahrazad. We all love her for just putting the truth out there, and being one of the first ones to get it out there. Prior to Kevin Samuels coming out and basically continuing her work. But I'm gonna let you take a look at. Well, here's the article here. Allegations of Manosphere Pastor's gay past royal macho men. So you see they're taking great pleasure in trying to rake him over the coals for this new information. I don't know how real it is or not, but it says Jessie Lee Peterson has emerged as one of the right's most vocal anti-gay figures. But his one-time friends now allege that the pastor has had many same-sex relationships. Okay, so we'll dabble into that in a minute. We're going to take a look at this one. Fair use here, but this is Shahrazad Ali on the Phil Donahue show. And you had Jessie Lee Peterson on here, and you also had... gosh, her name has slipped my mind. Oh my God. She just quit her show. I know you guys know who I'm talking about. But at this time, she was an Aruba priestess. So as you can see, everybody was trying to at this time, basically find their niche to get in and make money off of these television shows. So this was also one of the times where this is the time in the 80s, early 80s, throughout the 90s, where you saw television shows basically dismantling the black male image and basically raking us over the coals with very little opposition to the agenda that was put forth. And if you haven't seen this show, I'll put this down in the comments as well. I mean, not the comments, but in the description, so that you guys can take a look at this. This is very interesting. I recommend that you look at this show over and over again, just to see to look at the opposition and look at how little it has changed from then to now. But take a listen to Jessie Lee during his time and some of the things that he was talking about with regard to the problems that we are seeing that we were seeing as black men.
See, that's all new now. Now we want to have unity, and that's what I'm trying to get us to have.
Jessie Peterson, director and founder of a grassroots organization called Bond, Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. And you, what would you like to say as you listen in on this?
First, I'd like to say that Bond is rebuilding the black community by rebuilding the black man. And what Miss Ali is stating in his book is right on the money. It's very true. But what happened, the black man has failed, and because of that, the black woman had to take the responsibility of the black man, and she can't handle the responsibility. Right. And what she has done, because of her weakness, she has...
Now, I mean, I disagree with his premise that the black man had failed. The black man was never given an opportunity in the first place to succeed or fail. And where we were succeeding, the mat was always, ripped from underneath us. And we can see the historical evidence for that time and time again. But these Jessie Lee Peterson types never want to acknowledge our past triumphs. So I'm going to continue with this.
Destroy her children because she's not able to handle the household.
But what destroyed her children? Talk badly about their father.
Talk badly about the father. Talk badly about the father.
You don't have to be black for this to happen, but go ahead.
I know, but this is what happened in the black community because
we're concerned with us now.
If you look back at our history for a long ways back, the black man has not been the head of his household.
That's right.
And so what Bond is doing is understand
some of the same things that BGS, Dr. Tia Son Johnson, Dr. Neal, Gigi has been telling you guys and bringing forth this evidence that is basically presented to show you guys, to lay it out brick by brick, to show you that we have never been in charge of our households. So, and these women do not want us to be in charge of our households. They want us to continue to be in a subservient position to them and not take up our rightful place as leaders in our households to lead our families and to be them to be in a position of submission to us. But that does not mean that we are going to misuse our authority as men, but they are fearful of that very thing, of us ever having any type of say in what's going on. The only thing that they want from us is basically our resources. They want our money. They want us to basically work, fix things around the house and basically, protect them, and they give us nothing. But this is the side topic. Here we go.
And how this woman that she speaks of in the book has destroyed the black man. What happened to his strength? What happened to his decision making? And we find that also what happened to white liberals, the way that they have separated the black woman, they're giving the black woman welfare, they're giving the black woman better opportunities for jobs.
That's right.
And so the black woman is on a throne feeling like she's better than the black man.
That's right.
And that's why the black community is failing, because if the black woman look at this, it's going to have to say you have to step down and let your black man, well, she don't have to do it, but the black man have to understand what's wrong with him.
That's right.
And take that position back.
So if there's a black family without a, let me just understand this, help the gray-haired guy here. If there's a black family without a father, you're not surprised who would want to come home to a house where she's talking like that and has that attitude toward him? And the children see this behavior and we pass it along from generation to generation.
Verbal abuse has been recorded as being just as violent as physical abuse.
Yes, it has.
What you have to realize, Phil, it's out of order for a woman to be head of her family. And she just cannot deal with that. And so when the kids come home, because she knows that she can handle it, she's angry already. And she's passing this down. So in return, it's causing conflict in the black man.
And her daughters are growing up to believe that all black men are bums.
You can look at
feeding and clothing a child is not raising it.
That's right.
It takes more than that. We need the black man in our home because they provide guidance, direction, instruction, discipline, gratification, and fulfillment, which a lot of black women are pretending they don't even need no more. They run around trying to act like men.
We'll be back in a moment.
Okay, so there you go. There's a little piece of Jessie Lee engaging in some of the things that we consider to be important during that time. So he's been around for a long time. So let's dabble into this article here about what they're accusing him of. Okay. So here we go with this piece. It starts out in the hyper-masculine right-wing internet community known as the Manosphere. Few figures loom larger than Jessie Lee Peterson. The Los Angeles-based pastor and online radio host has become a star in conservative media in part for his demands that men and women return to his unorthodox version of traditional gender norms. Peterson's ideas about gender can be eccentric even by the standards of his compatriots, with Peterson claiming that women who orgasm during sex is somehow becoming a man, a practice he frowns upon. Okay. If you haven't watched Jessie Lee's show, I suggest you check a few of them out. He is a bit of a character. No, he is a whole character. He's not a bit of a character. He is a whole character. And I, as a black person, find it difficult to watch his show. He is definitely on the right side of the spectrum, and he is a bit of a weirdo. But he's going to be used against us, and that's why I'm reading this. They're going to somehow try to associate him as a part of, they're saying the manosphere, but they're going to put the white manosphere and the black manosphere in the same trope and say that somehow he was a reflection of us. You watch and see if this doesn't happen. It's going to happen because anytime they can use something with regard to gay against us black men, they love it. They come out in droves. They'll be out like The Walking Dead. You'll just see so many of them. It'll be just too many of them to even knock off with any kind of logical attack. So let's move on. Peterson has also emerged as one of the right wing's or the right's most vocal anti-gay figures. He's claimed that people who march in gay pride parades are the children of Satan, and that radical homosexuals are evil. He's become a regular sparring partner for progressive YouTube personalities, telling online commentator Destiny in 2020 that he didn't understand why his debating partner was openly bisexual. I don't understand the purpose of putting that out there, Peterson said. People are going to judge you. They're going to look down on you. And that's, I'm stopping for a second. That is true. I don't understand why they feel they're basically out here. They say that it's first they were saying that it was nobody's business what they did in their bedrooms. And that's how they progressed the gay marriage agenda to success. Excuse me. Then they started talking about, well, it's nobody's business. If I wanted somebody to bake me a cake with two men on the top, they shouldn't be able to deny me service. So they won that also. Okay. So from there, you had people who were basically, they're presenting themselves as pretty much clean cut people who were going to keep their sexuality in the privacy of their homes and their bedrooms. Okay. And, everybody was along with the same, jargon that basically no one should care about, what someone is doing in the privacy of their home. So everybody was sensible. People were saying, okay, yeah, I can agree with that as long as you keep it in the house and I don't have to look at it. Hey, that's great. Well, we see where that's progressed to now. Now it's progressed into, we got to watch, heterosexual sex scenes right along with the grimiest gay sex scene that you can possibly see, along with, lube on the guy's back and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's just, P-Valley and all of that. And then who comes out and jumps on it and tells them, hey, you shouldn't have nothing to say about that, because they love that. These women gravitate to the most crass and just gutter type behavior in these television shows. You look at this reality TV. Look at the shows that they consume with a veracity that is legendary. You know, you look at go on Facebook and you look at on Twitter and all these places, and you look at the commentary about P Valley, especially on the show where they had the male gay scene, and you look at how at the commentary on it and how these black women supported it. And then you look at the difference in the commentary with the scene with the threesome between the two ladies and the gentleman on the show. And you look at the difference between the commentary between the two and how they try to compare and contrast and use one to make you accept the other. There's no difference between two women and two men. So it shouldn't be, it's just crazy. But like I said, I'm going to be hitting this pretty much all week. So it's going to be, several shows that's going to cover some of this and these attacks on us and our belief systems and this attempt to make us accept everything under the sun. So let's move on here. Oh, I take that back. One other thing I want to say is that, you're not supposed to discuss your sexuality. If you go and say you go and you apply for a job, your sexuality is not even part of the things that they ask you, other than if you're a male or a female. Okay. They don't ask you if you're bisexual, if you're trisexual, if you're LGBTQXYZ LMNOP. They don't ask you any of that. Now they've moved from all of that being private to now I should be able to tell you all of that, and you can't discriminate against me with that. I should be able to come to the job and I should be able to wear a woman's dress and have a beard and have a lace front, and it should be fine. And you can't look at me crazy. You can't ask me any questions. I can just do whatever the hell I want to do. So that sounds like to me a world without standards, without rules. It sounds like some of the same things that you hear from black women when they start talking about, accept me as I am, whether I'm 300 pounds, whether I don't bathe, whether I dress as a crocodile or a peach at work, whatever they can dream up, whether their hair is blue, yellow, green, Frankenberry, whatever they can dream up, it should be acceptable. So there are no longer any standards. Okay. Now I want you to go back to what you saw on that Donahue show. And I want you to look at the black people that were out in the audience. Look at how well dressed we were, how we carried ourselves, other than the characters in the, in the unks and, the woke community. We all had to live through, each generation of that. Several ones throughout time. There's, they just keep coming back, more and more powerful as they move along. So, looking past them, and you look at the regular people out there, and you look at how well, that brother, even in a baseball cap, and a leather jacket, he got up there and he articulated, his position well, on that show. And you look at the difference between how that show would look today and how how black folks would characterize themselves on a show like that today. How they would, there was no, acting a fool or not being able to speak appropriately and whatnot on the issues. There was none of that. So you look at how people were carrying themselves then and how people are carrying themselves now. And again, like I was saying, the transition from where this started to where it is now. And if this is an indication as to how it's going to be in the future, it's going to be far worse if someone does not stand up for some level of decency in what's going on. So let's move on in this article. So again, like Jessie says that, I don't understand what the purpose of putting, your sexuality out there. Peterson said people are going to judge you. They are going to look down on you. And that's true. That's absolutely true. Okay. Now, several of Peterson's one-time friends allege that the pastor's own personal life is rife with gay sexual relationships. Two of Peterson's former male associates came out in June with on-the-record interviews saying they engaged in sexual activities with him, while other men say he propositioned them. These allegations about the pastor, who in public is staunchly heterosexual, have ripped like an earthquake through the Manosphere. prompting some of Peterson's allies to abandon him and prompting one Manosphere conference to ban him. I'm very sorry to have Jesse's situation damage the conservative movement. Patrick Rooney, one of the men who claims to have had a sexual relationship with Peterson, told the Daily Beast. Okay. Now, before we get too deep off into that, I want you guys to remember that this is one of the tactics that these people use. The Me Too folks and the feminists, the feminist aligned individuals, and on the right, they're gonna hit you with a sexual situation if you're gay, just like they did with the guy down there in Florida. And as you can see over here, they don't like Jessie and they don't like the Manosphere. And if there's anything he's ever done, or if he's untouchable, all they have to say is that something happened. All they have to do is pay somebody to say that something happened. Now, we don't know what happened here. We don't know if these individuals, why is it now that these individuals has come out? Jessie been around forever. Why are these individuals coming out right now and saying that Jessie did something? Nobody's ever heard of Jessie doing anything like this until now. So, I mean, Jessie hits hard on the gay folks, and this is a part of their usual tactics as far as taking somebody out. So if you're out here and you're speaking on this, prepare yourself. Somebody's going to come out of the woodwork. Somebody's going to say that you're gay, or that you had some kind of interaction with them, or something to that effect. So just prepare yourself. Don't be afraid. Just deal with it. Because that's what they always throw out. That's their atomic bomb. You're gay. Just remember that. Okay? So here we go. The Daily Beast was not able to substantiate the sexual allegations. Peterson's ministry, California Brotherhood organization known as Bond, did not respond to multiple requests for comment. This isn't the first time the Manosphere has been roiled by controversy. In the past year, in December 2021, a Manosphere influencer who goes by the alias Jack Murphy was outed for filming himself in an outlandish series of online prawn videos, prompting his one-time allies to turn on him. The same month, a Manosphere influencer murdered 5 people in a Denver rampage before being fatally shot by the police in April. In April, Romanian law enforcement raided the home of a prominent British Manosphere figure as a part of a human trafficking investigation. Okay, so now I don't know what what relevance this has with Jessie, but as you can see, there any association with the Manosphere, they're trying to line you up as being some kind of abuser of people. You're in some type of nefarious lifestyle. You're just the dregs of the earth if you're in a Manosphere supporting role. Okay, so I guess that's what they're setting up. So these are the people, and there's a guy that wrote this, so I'm sure he's aligned with the usual suspects. So the allegations against Peterson broke into the public view in June when Church Militant, a radical right-wing Catholic website that once hosted hate figure Milo Yiannopoulos, released a nearly 30-minute investigation into Peterson called Amazing Disgrace. In the video, Church Militant reporter interviewed 2 men who allegedly having sexual contact with Peterson, as well another man who said Peterson had propositioned him. The video prominently features Rooney, who frequently appeared on TV and online shows with Peterson for decades. Peterson, who is black, once praised Rooney on his show as one of the smartest white men this side of heaven. But in the Church Militant video, Rooney alleges their relationship went further than friendship after Peterson sexually approached him in 2005. Next thing you know, he's ripping off his ripping his clothes off, Rooney said. Rooney claims the two men had a roughly 10-year sexual relationship after that first incident, until Rooney, who is married to a woman, broke off the relationship and confessed the affair to his wife. Rooney told the Daily Beast he doesn't have emails, text messages, or recordings that could prove his allegations. Jessie Lee Peterson is a very smart person. He's a sly person, Rooney said. He's not going to leave a lot of extraneous evidence out about what he does. Okay, I have no evidence, but I'm going to make these claims. Kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? Sounds just like what they've been doing to, the other folks. Anybody who they see as someone who is a prominent person who needs to be taken out, i.e. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, anybody they feel like needs to be handled for and sacrificed for the greater good of the cause. So here we go. Another man, Samuel Ambrula, alleged in the church militant video that he had started to hang out with Peterson at the Bond House, a Los Angeles home where Peterson reportedly lives with other male members of his religious brotherhood. In May 2020, soon after that, Ambrula claimed in the video, Peterson approached Ambrula and began rubbing Ambrula's thighs and genitals. While the video compares Peterson to a pedophile priest, the youngest man he alleged to have had sexual contact with was 30 years old. So again, like I said, this tactic sound familiar. Okay, so Robert Santner, who described himself as a Bond House former manager, claimed he witnessed Peterson acting physically affectionate towards men in ways that he deemed suspicious, including one bizarre incident with Peterson and another man. In Santner's telling, he walked in on the pair as the unnamed man was wrapped up in a blanket like a burrito, while Peterson hugged him and kissed his forehead. Santner also alleges that Peterson once confronted him while massaging his own genitals before smiling at him and walking away. What? Okay. Church militant founder Anthony Michael Voris has a history of intra-right, what the hell does that mean? Intra-right provocations, and was once described as a National Catholic Reporter as one of the U.S. Catholic Church's most infamous agitators. Church militant is currently being sued by the Catholic priest for defamation in an unrelated case. In an email to the Daily Beast, an unnamed person operating Church Militant's editor email said the video was a response to the outlet's fear that Peterson's large following of young Catholic men would be misled by the pastor. Shortly before the video's release, Voris and Peterson had sparred over Christian doctrine in an online video show. Peterson, who is not married, has mostly avoided responding to allegations, but in late June, a caller to his online show managed to break through. "I'm just kind of confused," the female caller said. "Why haven't you addressed the issue of the gay documentary?" Okay, and they have a female call in and confront him on his show about him being gay. Sound funny, doesn't it? Or familiar? It's not concerning to me, Peterson told his audience as he hung up on her. What a wicked woman. Yeah, he always says that. The church militant video has roiled Peterson's hyper-masculine conservative community. Anthony Dream Johnson, the organizer of the series of Manosphere conventions, where Peterson has appeared, and the self-proclaimed first president of the Manosphere, wrote in June 22nd newsletter that many Manosphere members were outraged and going through the beginning stages of grief. I've never witnessed this level of extreme hypocrisy and fraud before in my professional career, Johnson wrote, before closing the newsletter with the message, "May Jessie burn in hell." Ooh, sounds like the white folks done turned against Jessie. Okay, so Johnson claims that he's banned Peterson from his future Manosphere conferences. Some of Peterson's accusers and their supporters have started picketing outside of Bond's office, prompting at least one police visit to the site over harassment concerns. According to the video viewed by the Daily Beast, in the video, police warned the apparently peaceful protesters not to get aggressive with anyone entering the building. Rooney initially refused to talk to the Daily Beast, claiming he was afraid that his alleged relationship with Peterson would hurt the broader American conservative movement, but he changed his mind after considering what he describes as Peterson's hypocrisy towards gay people. You certainly want to go after Jessie as a hypocrite, which he is a hypocrite, Rooney said. You know, isn't it funny that all these people are kind of working together, and then there's no evidence to support any of these people's claims, yet, you know, the good white part of the Manosphere has basically turned their back on Jessie without any kind of investigation about his claims. Jessie's been consistent over the years and about, you know, his anti, you know, explosive new gay stance, new gay world stance. So, you know, I don't know. I'm hearing the same thing that I heard, you know, when it came down to Bill Cosby and with, you know, with R. Kelly. You know, you got a person who's 30 years old and they talking about child molestation. So, kind of sounds like the same, you know, surviving R. Kelly. All those folks was grown up in there, you know, and the one person who was underage said that she had a fake ID and that she lied to him in order to get in there and have sex with him. And then she told him that she was underage. So, but see, we don't want to do anything about that. And then we have these people who basically align themselves with individuals and then later on try to bring the individual down, you know, for whatever reason, without any proof. You know, I thought we were a nation of laws and that we were supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Anytime, you know, allegations came up. So, you know, there's the, you know, the little run on Jessie Lee. You know, I'm not a fan of his, but I don't necessarily like what they're doing to him. And I definitely don't like the fact that, you know, he's been a part of the Manosphere, supported the Manosphere. He's helped those people make money, and they turn their backs on him. You know, and watch, you mark my words, they're gonna try to you know, pin him to us in some kind of way, and you know, make Jessie you know, a pillar of the Black Manosphere. You watch, because that's what they do. But you know, I hope you guys like this. You know, I'm going to throw this in with the rest of them. I got more to come. You know, we're going to deal with a little bit of the you know, the proliferation of this agenda on us and everything that we love. So, you know, if you guys like this, please like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate you guys.
Like a motherless child alone.